Hey, I just was told by Laura to get everybody up here and get ready. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City Council special meeting tonight, August 31st, 2015. Will you please all rise, join me for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the meeting's called to order. I'm going to ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Thank you, Mayor Ford.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bullock. There are
Here.
no lights tonight, folks.
No problem.
Mayor Pro Tem Bullock, thank
Here.
you. Councilman Amador.
Present.
Councilman Teeter.
Here.
Councilwoman Carson.
Present.
Councilman Benson. Councilman McEldowney. Councilwoman Elliott.
Present.
And Councilman Douglas.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. And for the record, Mr. Benson and Mr. McEldowney will not be with us this evening. Is there a motion to allow for an excused absence for both of them? Mr. Bullock?
So move.
Councilwoman Elliott?
Second that motion?
All right, I have a motion and a second to allow the excused absence of Mr. Benson and Mr. McEldowney. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion's carried. Now we're going to move into the one item on the agenda, which is the lottery drawing for candidate names. I'm going to ask our city clerk, Laura Bauer, to take over at this point.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. Tonight we are holding our lot for placement of our 2015 elected official candidates on our municipal ballot. The reason that we do this by lot is actually it's because it's by state statute. That's how our names on our ballot is determined, not by first in the door, not by alphabetical, but simply by lot. We have been doing it by lot for many years. However, we started doing it in this fashion here in the council chambers so that we can televise it for our viewing audience. We found that this has been very well received by both you, council, by staff, and by members of our community. So it's a great way to do this. So tonight, I'm going to ask our municipal court judge, Judge Juarez, to come up and help me. He's going to be my Vanna White for the evening. So this is how this process is going to work. Judge Juarez has in his hand envelopes and name tags for all of our candidates who have submitted petitions that were sufficient. You all reached 25 signatures. We're going to ask that you fold your name in half, like this, for my candidates that are here. Place it in the envelope, seal the envelope, and drop it in the ballot box that we have up here on the dais. Once all the names have been submitted into our ballot box, I'm then going to ask Judge Juarez to open the ballot box, start pulling out the envelopes, open the envelopes with the names on it. He will announce those names. As he does so, I will record that on our sheet, and that's the order of which your names will be on the ballot. There's only one exception tonight. That is Councilman Teeter. He is running as an incumbent, unopposed. So we don't need to do a drawing for where his name is on the ballot. Under his ward, he will be there. So with that, we would ask our current mayor, Mr. Ford, to come down and get your name, please.
You see it on the screens? Good luck, buddy.
Again, you will fold it in half, put it in the envelope, seal the envelope, and drop it in the box. Mr. Gordon Hamby is also... Yep, and seal it, please. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. Gordon Hamby? Mr. James Riddle? Riddle is not here, so what I will do is, Mr. Riddle, I'll take Mr. Riddle's. I will ask our city attorney, fold it in half, put it in the envelope, seal the envelope. Mr. Scanlon? Mike Scanlon. Okay, would you give that one to Mr. Gaylor as well? No. Ellen Hogue? Mr. Paulo Diaz? These are our candidates for Ward 4. Our at-large candidates is incumbent Ms. Crystal Elliott. Incumbent Steve Douglas. Mr. Robert Taves. But your name is in, yeah, there you go. Mr. Anthony Stellato. Ms. Maria Gonzalez. And Mr. Gene Leffel. He's not here either, so if you...
Bigger screen. Yeah, bigger screen. Oh, we all have one.
Let's shake this up a little
We
bit.
don't have to share it anymore. Well, we all each have.
So, Mr. Judge Juarez, if you would open those and then announce them, and then I will write them down.
Gordon Hamby.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, Gordon Hamby was the first one.
Okay.
That'll make it easier, and if you're on camera and everything. The next name is Michael Scanlon. The next name is James W. Jim Riddell. The next name is Sean Ford. The next name is Maria Gonzalez. Hot exercise. The next name is Gene Leffel. The next name is Robert Taves. The next name is Paulo Diaz. Boy, this is good glue. The next name is Stephen Douglas. The next name is Crystal Elliott. The next name is Anthony Stellato. The final name is Ellen Haug.
So thank you, Judge Juarez. Thank you, council members, for allowing us to do this in front of you this evening. Thank you to all our participants and staff. The next step in this process is I will be submitting the ballot language to the Adams County Clerk and Recorder because we coordinate our election. That has to be done by the end of this week by 3 p.m. My plan is to get it out the door tomorrow. For those candidates, I hope that you are all contacted by my staff to contact the Adams County Clerk and Recorder's number. There's a telephone number that you are to voice record your name for the ballot, for the hearing impaired. And that concludes our lot drawing for this evening. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have Mr. Mayor Pro Tem Bullock. You have something you wanted to bring up
Yes.
in the regular session?
Under Administrative Council business, I would like to, because we won't have another meeting before the 21st of September, and we will be missing our first regular meeting of the month because of Labor Day, to move the money from the EXO Education Fund so that we may have it in the Bison sponsorship for the Friends of the Front Range Wildlife Refuge Sunset to Full Moon Dinner and Silent Auction on the 26th of September. And the reason I'm doing it tonight is if we had it on the 21st, it would give staff too little time it's at the end of the week of that week, so I want to give them plenty of time to do the transition so the money can be moved and we can be the sponsor for that dinner because the Arsenal does sit right here in Commerce City. And that dinner is a great fundraiser for the Friends of the Front Range Wildlife Refuges. Does anybody have any questions or?
I'll go to comments first. Anybody with comments? Councilwoman Elliott?
Thank you, Mayor. And this is just to clarify the Edu Expo that was held the last 2 years. This past year, we didn't receive any information that the event was going to be held again. So in just kind of a recap with last week's budget retreat discussion, that it would make sense to maybe transfer those funds to another event that would be held this year.
All right. Is there a motion?
Yeah.
Raise your hand because I don't have no lights over here.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Douglas,
So moved.
is there a second? Councilwoman Carson?
Second.
A motion and a second to move the funds from the EXO Education to the Full Moon, is that what you call it?
Sunset to Full Moon
Sunset to
Dinner.
Full Moon Dinner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion's carried. Is there any other business to come before this council this evening? Seeing none, we're adjourned. Thank you all for being here.